Good morning, everyone, on this Holy Monday. What a Palm Sunday celebration / entrance into Holy Week we have just been through. Welcome back to Monday Madness. Oh my gosh, our last Monday Madness. Is that true? I don't know. We're going to get into that. But I'm Father Christian. I got kicked out of my office here in Stuart, Florida. But you still have our 91210 man of the hour of the month of the season. It is Father Michael Sadev. Welcome back, my brother. And thank you for all the incredible production you guys are doing up there in Beverly Hills.
It is great to be with you, man. I can't believe it. We're at the faithful four already, and we are already turning the clock. I mean, I know you and I have been thinking a lot about how to really make the most of this championship Wednesday. That's this Wednesday, people. And I think we've got something really special planned. Some of you may have seen us last Wednesday when we had some voting questions and issues, and we had maybe the tightest race that we have seen just yet. And we went live to talk about it. So, Christian, could you imagine about this Elite 8 matchup? Sundar Singh squeaking by a tough opponent. What did you think about it?
Well, we all went to bed thinking that someone was going to win, and we woke up the next day, and we were all shocked. So I was pretty amazed, man. I really thought that Emily had it in the bag. I went to bed saying, okay, cool, all right. And then, wow, Sundar just keeps on singing. You can't stop this, man. And I was pretty impressed. That was a ninth inning pullout.
I mean, at one point, I think when we went live on Facebook Live to share and remind people, hey, get out the vote, go ahead and get started, there was about 20 votes separating them. And so while it's crazy that this pulled him out, amazing for Sundar Singh, we had over 7,000 votes. 7,000 votes, and it was really fun, especially to go
Most of
live.
them were dead people in Chicago. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's how that works. But it was really cool to see how many people joined with us on Facebook Live. And so we want to really live into this Championship Wednesday, this Golden Halo Wednesday amidst Holy Week. And so we're going to go live to celebrate all that Lent Madness has been this year. So if you're not following us on Facebook, make sure to join, because it's not just going to be Christian and I. We're going to have some of our celebrity bloggers come and join us. We're going to be looking back, looking ahead, sharing and all that's been, and commenting with you along the way. So Christian, you're going to be there, right?
I will be there at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we invite all of you in. And we know last time we had people from the UK, we had people from University of Kentucky too. So we have two UKs going on, Connecticut, North Carolina, from all over the map. We want to have everyone there again, because it is the day that the champion is revealed, and we're going to do it live. It's going to be fun.
The Golden Halo is getting delivered after all this time. So join in.
That Golden
celebrate.
Halo right there.
There you go. You see it right there. Celebrate with us as we give thanks for all that has been. And while we're giving thanks, I know I want to say, and I think I can speak on behalf of Christian and I, how thankful we are to have had this opportunity to join in the Lent Madness fun with you in this new and unique way. So thankful to Tim and Scott, but most importantly, thankful to you all for joining along with us in this journey. And it's not the end, right, Christian?
It isn't the end. So we have hopes and big dreams that to keep this moving for feast days and the big seasons that come our way. As Michael says, how do we take ordinary time and make it extraordinary, which I'm sure you've heard your priest say many, many times in your parish. But that's the truth of it, because I think, man, I was walking down the street the other day. I had a neighbor come out of her house and shout at me, "Hey, Lent Madness, how about that?" That's so cool that it just becomes so easily tangible and something fun to do. We want to do that with everything, from ordinary time to Pentecost, right here with you. And again, thank you for allowing us to have this fun with you, and that Scott and Tim didn't lose their jobs over bringing us on this platform.
Not yet. But there's still time. And yeah, but that's it, right? Like, this has been a way in which we all can grow in our faith together. And so I think we're committed to making sure that isn't just something we do for one season of the year, but it's something that we look into. And so the next time you see us isn't going to be on All Brackets Sunday, for All Saints Sunday, or as we get ready for Ash Wednesday, but we're going to look into all the different ways that we can live out our faith. So again, follow on the YouTube page, follow on Facebook, follow on Instagram, because the fun is just getting started. And so as we're thanking all of you, one of the fun things here has been dubbing some Canon commenters and the ways in which you guys have interacted with us. And so, Christian, let's turn our attention to canonizing, dubbing, congratulating, making some new canon of the comments. Who do you got?
Oh man, this week I got to go with Jonathan David. He jumped on that Facebook Live stream that we had, and he made an incredible comment that I thought was so funny. He said, "At least the voting machines aren't in Florida. They might hang Saint Chad." That, perfect, relevant, fantastic. Shout out to the Florida where I'm at right now. We're known for just our wonderful voting systems here. Shout out to Diebold. So thank you, Jonathan David, for that one.
What a deep cut. I am also a product of Broward County, and every election, it's just biting my nails. But so shout out indeed. And then I think I had to turn my attention to the actual website where underneath our Philip matchup, Richard the Chalice Bear says, "I choose Philip for reaching out to the Ethiopian eunuch. One of my favorite stories in the Bible, and his song has a good beat. You can dance to it." And so, Richard, if you're going to make a comment like that, we need the video of you dancing to the song. So send that on in, and we'll be ready to post it upcoming here as we continue to celebrate all of you commenters, but especially our two canons of the comments.
Okay, brother. Now we're going to get right into this with the Holy Week. And we got a different segment we're going to do as we talk about these, our final four that are here, or faithful four, let me say. So we have our faithful four, and Michael and I are now going to assign a day from Holy Week to our faithful four. And so we thought this would be a great way to play with this. So if you had to do your first pick for your starting four here, your faithful four, what day is your first pick for one of your saints?
So I'm going to start off strong, right? Because the latest to join the Faithful Four was our boy Zinzendorf. What an incredible way to take down Philip. And so as we're going through Holy Week, there are some days that don't get enough attention. And I'm thinking not, Monday, Thursday, Good Friday, but what about that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? And what you might not know is Holy Wednesday is actually known as Spy Wednesday. And traditionally, there's a couple of things that often happen on this Holy Wednesday, this Spy Wednesday, one of those being a Tenebrae service. If you've never experienced a Tenebrae service, often happens on this day, and it's a whole service of music and light where candles are extinguished between each song, moving all the way through until there's just one candle left with one light shining on it. It's very powerful, very beautiful. When I think of Zinzendorf, we've heard so much about him, but one of the things that is really special is how many hymns he wrote. And some of them are hits, some of them not so much, but was continuously bringing the gospel to people in ways that have, in some ways, set up the whole Moravian church and left a legacy behind. And so this Spy Wednesday, where we don't hear a ton about it, but when we do, it can break open in song and so much more, I'm given to Zinzendorf. How about you?
Wow. Yeah. Zinzendorf sounds like one of those spy movies when you're on the 5th page of Netflix and you're trying to find something that's out of Bulgaria. It's like Zinzendorf, this spy that shagged me, But all right, so let's get real here. I'm going to stay on your Spy Wednesday. I'll see your Zinzendorf. I'm going to raise you a Sundar Singh. And this is why, because he's sort of the anti-spy that happened, because he had opportunities to turn into what happened to Judas. So we show love for Judas. It's just like, listen, he's just a dude who fell towards fear. That we do a lot. You have options in life to choose fear or faith. He chose fear. He followed the Romans. I'm not trying to rationalize his actions, just saying, okay, let's identify with that. Sundar Singh had every opportunity to be a spy. He had every opportunity to fall. He had the Indian authorities, in his whole family, other people coming after him and probably just either forcing him or wanting him to sell out, to give in, to throw it all away. We've seen that before. But Sundar Singh, he stayed in there strong. So he's sort of like the anti-Spy Wednesday. So I'm going to go with that theme. Sundar, you are not my Ash Wednesday. You are my Spy Wednesday guy.
Well, listen, I'll stick with Sundar because obviously got a lot of love for him. What is so interesting about his story is not just the life he lived, but the question that happens at the end of it, right? He walks off into Tibet and we don't know, has he ascended, risen, died, all these crazy things. But it's reminiscent to when we go through this Holy Week season and we live into Good Friday and we see the last breath that Christ gives and he gives it up. And we wonder, will that breath happen again? And so we stand in the middle of this Holy Saturday wondering, Will that tomb ever be open? What will happen? What has happened? Of course, we know the ending. But in this sort of in-between time, we remember this incredible life and legacy that's been left, and we wait for it to continue to raise up and inspire us. So I got to go Sundar with Holy Saturday.
All right, I'll stick there with Holy Saturday. I'm going to go with Zakiv Zachariah El Zorro. Why? Because El Zorro spends so much of his time in silence, and we are in a period. I think Holy Saturday is just this very quiet, silent day. Right. Good Friday is the way we're just in shock and awe and like, oh gosh, Jesus is dead. Then we live into the Saturday of just silence. Like, what does this mean? What happens next? Zechariah was in this silence, really from his own sin of not trusting God. And then once the voice comes upon him and he gets the word of that his son's name will be John, and he finally embraces the miracle and the goodness of God to produce life, even in the most dire of circumstances. And so I'll sign Zechariah to that Holy Saturday. All right, man. What else do we got here to
I like it. I like it. I like it. I think I'll go with Zachariah. So I got to go with him on Palm Sunday, because I don't know what you guys do, but Palm Sunday always begins for us with this great big party, right? It's a celebration. It's coffee hour on steroids with bagels and muffins and all this great stuff. And then we go into the service. We're singing. We're having fun. We're enjoying it. And then we hear just the truth of all truths and the passion and this dramatic reading oftentimes. And then all of a sudden you go from cheering and shouting to crucify him, and leaving in silence. So I'm going to give Zechariah Palm Sunday, but that of course leaves us Elizabeth of Hungary.
Yeah. Oof, man. So let's where do we put Elizabeth of Hungary? I think where you got to put her is that with her commitment to taking, that a life event of, she has this huge dowry and she builds a hospital, and what she does is serve others. It just has this image of serving the sick and the broken, of a Monday, Thursday, of that great mandate to love one another. And that's what she did. She could have used that money and she could have lived in the Vita Loca and she could have been out there popping bottles, but she didn't. Popping Zinzendorfs, right? No, what she did, Elizabeth Hungary, is that she gave it all away. It's the quintessential thing that we'd love to have, that virtue if we could do that. And she was so filled with God's love, her heart broke too. So she went and built the hospital with it. So that's Monday, Thursday to me, the great mandate of loving our neighbor, falling to our knees, washing the feet of our brothers and sisters, even strangers. So Elizabeth Hungary, you're my Monday, Thursday gal for sure.
Okay, so we're not that far off here. So for me, Elizabeth of Hungary, she's not, popping Zinzendels, all those things, but she is, of course, this healer, right? And is in some ways the patron saint of brides and makers and all kinds of stuff. But that notion of healing was so important to her that I think she is really Holy Tuesday. Stay with me. So Tuesday is often traditionally the day in which we have the Chrism Mass. This is the day where clergy all over the diocese gather at the cathedral, and they make the holy oils that are going to be used throughout the rest of the year. So the oil of chrism, the oil of catechumens, the oil of unction for those who are sick and in need. And so oftentimes, I know you and I, when we go to the hospital, we are taking that oil, that healing oil, along with us. And so I can't think of a better person who exemplifies this day in which we all gather together, and then we are sent out to all corners of the diocese, as long as we go to the Chrism Mass, and then take it out, and so that we can heal others in the same way. So I got to go with Chrism Mass. I got to go with Holy Tuesday for Elizabeth.
I expect nothing less for you to go with the obscure references here. How many people be honest in the comments? Were you aware of the Chrism Mass? I met a lot of congregants who just like, I don't know. So put that in the comments.
Favorite day of Holy Week outside of
that's one of your favorite services. I know it's one of your favorite services. So, and guys, we're going to let you go, and you want to pair with us on Wednesday. Come, please do the live feed with us on Wednesday. That's where we want to make it a live event. So jump on in. We're going to stick around for a while. Wait for the comments to start coming in. We want to be talking with you. It's going to be an awesome event for this anointing of the Golden Halo. And remember, we're going to have some guests with us too. So all of you canons of the commentators, I know we change that name and label every time, but please come on out too. We want to see you. It'll be great to see you. So all right, guys, this has been an awesome journey, and we're going to see you this Wednesday. Happy Lent.
Happy Lent. See you Wednesday.